Hi guys, welcome to Good Karma Brew Bar. I'm just about ready to get my afternoon coffee on the go, and I'm going to brew up a nice Colombian on a V60. So let me just do a little adjustment here and show you what I have. I've got, well, here's my nice Colombian. It's a medium roast. It was a Colombian Sierra Nevada. Just roasted it yesterday. Can't wait. Oh, it's too bad you don't have smell-o-vision. It smells amazing. So here's my V60. Right here, my plastic V60. I've got my Hario server. Oh, got a little bit of water left. Let me throw that out. There you go. I just had rinsed this already. Here's my Hario server, my Akai scale, my V60. Now I have put in pretty well close to 21 grams of coffee, which works out 350 grams of water. Now, anyone who doesn't have a scale or something like that, don't worry about it. If you're interested, get a hold of me and I can tell you how you can easily do this without a scale, and you can do it with tablespoons and milliliters. No problem. If you check another post, you can see what I'm talking about. I forgot to mention, here's my lovely fellow stag kettle, pour over kettle. You notice the gooseneck here? Nice and easy to pour. So here's what's going to happen. I'll give you a little heads up. First thing I'm going to do is take this little glass rod and put a hole in the middle. And you say, why are you doing that? Well, when you have a cone-shaped brewer, like the V60, what you find is that the depth from the very center down is the longest. So if I put a little hole in the middle, as you can probably see, right? That means when you pour the water in, it gets in contact with the grounds real quick. There's just 2 or 3 stages to brewing with a V60. One is called the bloom stage. Because this coffee is so fresh, you'll find that when I put the water in, and I go into about triple my my amount. So if I had 21, I'm going to go up to about 63 grams. Hopefully you can see the grams here. I got that turned around. 63. I'll try that again. It's a bit sensitive. Then I'm going to stop. And I want all that water to get in contact with the grounds as soon as possible. I'm going to give it a little shake. That's why I'm going like this. And after that, I'm going to wait about 35-40 seconds, and the water is going to seep down through. Then I'm going to pour gently, not getting too close to the sides, up to about 250. And I'm going to stop and let the water go down. And I'm going to wait maybe about 15-20 seconds. Then I'm going to pour again, up to about, I said 250. It's going to go 150, 250, and then 350. So in groups of 100. Multiple pours are probably a good idea simply because it keeps that water hot. And you want that water hot. I forgot to mention, you probably can't see down here, but this is on 208 Fahrenheit. Anywhere between 195 to 210 or 205 is good, but I put it on 208 because as soon as it leaves the kettle, it starts to get warm. Anyway, enough of me chatting. Let's go for it. So I have a timer on this. I hope you can see that. I have a timer and I have the weight, a little backwards, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to press the timer and I'm going to go up to as quick as I can. Well, not as quick, but I'm not going to slow this down too much. Approximately, here you go, 64, close enough. Going to give a nice little stir. Now you'll probably see the bubbles right here. That's like I mentioned, fresh roasted coffee always gives off carbon dioxide, right? That's another way you can tell how fresh it is. I'm gonna peek over here. I'm creeping up on 30 seconds. I think I might let it just go to 35 because it looks like it's dripping down pretty quick. 34, 35. Now I know I shouldn't do it, but I always like to take it off the walls. You shouldn't go as close to the walls as you can. Okay, notice all that crema? That shows how fresh roasted it is. I'm trying to talk and look here. It's a little different where it's awkward. So notice how the kettle, and bam, 150, just like I said. The kettle gives you a nice pour. You probably saw that. You'll see it again. Now, I'm trying not to shake it too much. I have that ground about a medium ground. If I start to shake it around too much, it's going to start to clog on me, and I don't want it to clog, guaranteed. So that's close enough. I'm looking here. I'm going more by feel because I've done this so many times. I want to go high enough to disturb the grounds, but not so high that it starts to splatter. Now, you don't have to necessarily go round and round. I mean, there's different rules of thought. All I'm doing is going a slow, steady pace, And I really don't want to, like I mentioned, go to the edges and create a channel. Because if you create a channel, then all that water is going to rush down through and it's not going to give you even extraction. You want that nice hot temperature inside, and you want even extraction. So I'm going to have another look here. I think I've almost given up on the time. I'm more going by the sense of how far down that is. Up around 250, going for my final pour now. So you can probably see, and once again, probably shouldn't do it, but I can't resist clearing out the wall. You can probably see the advantage of this kettle, hey? So you notice I'm not bobbing up and down. I'm trying to do it all different ways. Some people talk about circular motion. I mean, everyone has their own way of pouring. I had to stop just to check the weight here. I'm not talking much because I'm creeping up close enough, 352. I'm not going to kill myself over that. So I'm going to wait for it to drain down, and that's about it. But the key thing is I want all the grounds as much as possible to be extracted, right? So I'm going to wait. Remember that little spin I gave with the bloom? I'm going to give another little spin now, just shortly, just until it gets about halfway. And let's see, right about here. So the reason I'm doing this spin is to try to get it off the walls. I'm not too worried about this right here. That's more of the fines. Actually, I flicked a little bit up there. But I want to, just for it all settle down and to get as much extraction out of all the coffee. So this right here, those are the fines. You're not gonna, it's always gonna be a little bit on the edges, right? The key thing I'm looking for is a flat bed at the end. And that's what I got. I'm down around 324, 25. And believe it or not, that's it. That's my favorite part at the end. So that's a V60 brewing. It takes a little bit of practice. You mess around with the grind size. The key thing is, if you don't necessarily like the taste, you grind a little finer. Or if you don't like it, you know, if it's a little bitter, you can go a little coarser. Whatever way, it takes a little tweaking with it. But it's definitely a lot of fun once you get used to doing it. Well, that's it for the V60. If you have any questions, please give me a shout, especially if you're wondering how to do it without a scale and even without a kettle. No problem, I can help you out with that. I'll be doing another pour over later on, another post. Take care.